I know.
I guess the mighty vote didn't count.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. Clerk would please take roll call.
Mr. Gaylor,
Present.
Mr. Smart,
Present.
Mayor Grant,
Present.
Clerk Treasurer, Attorney Redlin, not present.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting?
Yep. I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. I actually have, didn't hand those out. Sat here all that time, didn't even hand those out.
Extra.
Would you like an agenda?
Do we have any citizens petitions? None being heard. Department heads, Mr. Swank.
Really don't have anything.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Swank? No building commissioner statements, questions, anything?
The blue house that you guys always talk about on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure the windows are in it now.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did see
Up
that.
on the highway?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
finally got a hold of
Yes, I did
that
see that.
guy and, had a conversation with him again. And he, asked me how long he had, and I said, you need to do it as soon as possible. And within a week, they were in there.
Oh, good,
So,
good. Chief Little is not present. Chief Miller is not present. Don't know of any unfinished business. Unless you guys have some questions or something. I'll take that as a no. New business, utility credits.
Looks correct.
What kind of leak they have, Eric?
Actually had two. One of them ran in the sewer, one of them did not. So the one that was not running in the sewer, they got rid of.
Were they able to get that fixed?
Yes.
Okay, good, yeah. Everything look all right, guys? I'll make a motion we approve utility credits.
Have a motion, we have a second? I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Payroll ledger,
Look to be in order, Joanne?
Yes.
I'll make a motion we approve payroll.
have a motion and a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Disconnects.
I'll make a motion, we approve disconnects.
And I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes as well. Sorry about that. Time to go eat. Any other, claims?
Has everybody had a chance to look at claims?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make a motion we approve claims.
I'll second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes as well. Time to start signing off. Payroll. Thank you. There's that.
You can make a correction there if you want. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
That one is that.
Yes, I didn't look at it. It just came today.
Yeah, that was something that HWC there.
Oh, okay. All right, I did not get a chance to look at that. If you guys want to hold up for just a second, Eric thinks that there was something that needed to be presented as far as from HWC. So let me go check my email
Okay.
and print that off, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
We're still live, Andy.
I'll behave. So, Hank all excited about the new school, so that's pretty.
Oh, you got so, yeah. that's
Yeah,
right,
they,
boys.
they're up.
Yeah.
Twins are in fourth, and Charlie's in fifth.
So far, so good. They're
Yeah.
a little nervous about because,
They said the lunchroom's a little bit of a challenge.
dropping kids off in the buses.
Yeah,
Eventually,
yeah.
when all the back's done, the buses will come around and drop all the kids off in the back.
Okay, and the
And then
parents will
lane in
just
front will
keep
be
circling.
Cars,
Yeah.
but that's not gonna be till the construction's done.
Right,
So,
that'd be nice.
it seemed Monday went all right, and it'll get easier, because first day, everybody's taking pictures.
Right,
People are taking their kids to school that normally don't,
yeah.
so it'll settle in.
I went out for the tour the other night. I was really impressed. Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah,
I didn't know they were connected twice. I thought it was just one hallway, but I see there's two hallways and,
there is?
yeah.
I wanted to go, we didn't make it, but I did see the football field, and boy, the baseball and softball field
Yeah.
are wonderful.
Those coaches have done amazing.
They
job
have.
taking care of those.
My goodness, that's
Yeah.
impressive how well those fields look. So.
Yeah, those two hallways, there's several classrooms that were converted from
Oh,
to elementary,
I see.
which they really, they redid the carpet and the tiles, so it looks like it's part of the new
I couldn't
school.
tell what section I was in.
No.
The high school, the
So-
4 classrooms. that
They did a nice
So
job
like the
blending it
chemistry wing
together.
and that,
Yeah.
all those.
Those new classrooms that got added on around 2000,
are
those
kind of going to grade
they
school.
became elementary rooms.
Nice, nice.
But you can't, if you walk through there, you can't really tell. You think it's just all one. till you
Then there's
actually-
new double doors on this side too, that
Okay.
they can be shut. So, I mean, yeah, when I started at that school in '87, when I graduated, there were 93. We didn't have that many extra classrooms, and that school was big enough then that there was really some space, and that got us
Yeah.
thinking
Right,
to utilize.
right.
That's enrollment, versus 20 years, 30 years ago, is a big
Did you
difference.
already
Right.
speak to them about this? I mean, did you say anything about
Now,
this?
Eric Smith just called me earlier and said that he was going to send you this and send it to me, and
Did he say whether or not it needed to be voted on or just presented? There wasn't anything in the
I
email.
think presented, and then maybe next meeting.
Okay.
sometime.
Okay, all right. Let me get these copies. There's multiple pages. Larry?
From my understanding, I think what it was like a change order on that parking lot,
Okay,
Geo Fabric.
here's the email and I'll put,
We already, I think we voted on that last
you
week.
did,
We said no, because he wanted to put geofabric, and we
right.
felt.
We said we weren't gonna do
Because
anything.
with the sand the way it was, they're gonna put 4 inches for the asphalt anyway. We thought, 4 inches is adequate. It's supposed to 6.
Please pass that down.
So we kind of shut that down last week.
Right, and it was voted on, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is just the follow-up letter. Okay, pass that one down, please.
Sorry, you're good, Chris. Okay.
He really needs herded, doesn't he?
This is really nothing here.
Do you want this, Eric? Do you need a copy?
Yeah.
All right, because I can print me another copy for the. There you go.
He does have it listed in there that he relayed the decision to not place additional stone,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like they're coming back saying we need
Okay, so it looks like he just needed me to print it and give it to you guys, so it doesn't appear as if any action needs.
So the light poles, the 19 light poles were not in the original plan?
Mm-mm.
Thank you for mentioning that, Eric.
Yeah, well, I actually had forgotten all about it.
I was working on audits.
Eric called me earlier and he said, hey, he said, I sent an email to you and to Joanne for the Board of Works meeting tonight. I said, well, what is it? He said, oh, he said it has to do with, the light poles and maybe the geofabric or something, so I hadn't even looked at it.
So this says this change order is 81,000. But I assume this is all, that's not 81,000 new we need to come up with. If it's a change order, did it change the overall?
So they're saying, they know we said no on the stone, but they're saying they think we ought to do the geotextile fabric for 4,600. I don't know if we need to. I mean, you have that compacted sand and they're putting 4 inches of stone underneath that asphalt, what you think would be. I mean, they're not, huh?
The thing with the geotech though is it's gonna keep you
From settling.
from pumping mud and settling. And my personal opinion, just from seeing the difference between geotech and no geotech, I would strongly emphasize the geotech because I think it's gonna keep your parking lot in good shape for quite some time rather than the risk that I mean, if that $4,600 is, a big deal, then by all means, take it out of there, but it definitely, have you ever used it before?
Yeah, so you either go with a base stone, which will basically say you can push me down an inch or two, I'm not going any further, and then you put your finer stuff on top, which gives it a rock solid base. Being that there's sand underneath it, and you're putting 73 stone, that sand is not going to be as rock solid as that heavier base stone that you would normally put in there. I don't disagree with that. Sand can be a little bit soft. I mean, I don't disagree with that. That would be a little insurance for that.
Well, part of this is $1,100 a piece for the signal heads, right, from NDOT. So you got that, and then you got $4,600 for the stone or for the geotech, right?
Right.
And then the 19 light pole bases at $1,300. That's where most of this money's at.
So are they going to be light poles all through that area to light it up? I mean,
That's the street lighting and the parking lot lighting, the 19. Because we're paying separately to Duke Energy for the lights themselves, the poles, the bases, the lights. And that's a lease deal, that we're not buying those from Duke. We'll be paying a monthly fee for those from now until we die.
So if we go this route, so this
just gets the power and the conduit to the lights, is my
Okay.
understanding. And the new base is put in for them.
now will there be plug-ins on these lights like
Yeah.
for vendors or festivals? Or,
Yeah, and then they're supposed to
I
be
think that
putting-
does make sense. I mean,
They're supposed to be putting some conduit in for, like in the flower beds with lights, or excuse me, with outlets in there, so that we can plug in and not have to go up the pole to plug things in. This is just for things up on the pole to plug in, is my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're correct.
I mean, I think that is nice if you do plan on having some events downtown, or you have, vendors there. I think that is a good thing. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy not to be able to put even Christmas lights. If you want to put some Christmas things through downtown, at least you got something to plug into. I mean, that would be nice.
Joanne, do you have any comment or anything on the money side of it?
No.
And then I know that the 200,000 they're talking about are items that were taken out of the scope. And I think Rod Bannon is going to approach City Council Monday night to discuss those items and how we might try to fund those.
The only thing on that I'd request is that the council not vote on that on Monday night, because I'm gonna speak with Baker Tilly, our financial advisors. There's been a lot of overruns on these projects, and they're going to create a cash flow for us. So I would prefer there not be a vote on
Get their
that, and,
input first.
right, without their input, so we can actually see where the funding can come from.
So is Rod presenting the same stuff? Is this what you're saying? Or has he
No,
got new
he's
stuff?
he's got other things. There were some benches that were taken out of the project. There were some flower pots, if you will, taken out of the project. Some plantings that were taken out of the project. Things that we took out just to keep the project moving,
Mhm.
but they're kind of things that make or break the looks of the project, I
Sure.
guess is a nice way to put it. It'll be functional without them, but you won't have that, wow, this really looks nice factor.
Well fed.
Well, I mean, if you do put landscaping in, somebody's got to take care of it. You know, you got to remember that, or flowers, or things of that nature that they
Yeah.
do require
Yeah.
somebody to maintain those periodically.
Yeah.
I do like. It is nice when you go to visit somewhere and they have benches. I'm not gonna lie to you. My wife was, and the girls were shopping. I'm like, I'm sitting right here at this bench. I'm waiting on you to get out. You know, but it's nice to have those kind of.
And I
things.
know that the bid, Rod just told me the other day, the bid for some of those benches was like $79,000.
What?
And he's like, we can get them much cheaper than that. And he's trying to whittle it down because the overruns would have been well over the $200,000, and he's trying to get it whittled down to $200,000 so we can get everything we would desire to have for that amount of money.
Now, did HWC on these poles and everything? Did they get multiple bids? The conduit work. And
I think
poles?
that's just from the contractor that's doing
Doing it now?
the work down there
Can,
now.
can we get separate and just to price check it?
I think that would be.
Or is that even?
I think we've already bid the project, and that was part of the project.
Oh,
If I
okay.
remember correctly,
Okay.
that was all part of the project. And they
Okay, originally part of the
Because that's
project.
why-
It's just stuff we took out.
That's when we took the bids. That's why they were the only bid that came to the table, because nobody else wanted to mess with the electrical.
So if I'm hearing you right, I say we table this. You see if where the financing is. Maybe we can kind of discuss it one more time.
Well, I think we have to do
It's,
this.
it's two different issues. He's
Yeah.
talking about things that were taken out of the original project that
You talking
Bob
about
wants added
Rod?
back in.
Rod.
But
Rod,
this is
yeah.
different.
But the $81,000, we don't.
Okay,
I don't
we're
think we
okay
have
on
a lot
that.
of choice
Okay.
Right.
because we're not gonna move forward without streetlights.
Yeah,
Right.
you got the streetlights coming already. You
But
got
the money's
Yeah.
there for that. You're just saying the stuff Rod wants to do. You
The
wanna check
additional
it.
stuff that was
Okay,
originally
I'm
cut
with
from
you. I'm
the,
with
from the
Okay.
bid.
So
Yeah.
we just need to approve this change order and then get a signed copy. And then,
Only question on the streetlights, what do they have to change on that?
Oh, here, I'll
What's
get
the deal
that
with
back. I just want to see what the signature
relocating the two
was.
signal heads? Why are they doing that? Are they using different poles?
Well, what we did moved the traffic lanes on Jackson Street
Okay,
because of the bump out along
okay,
Jackson Street.
I got
So they had to move the heads on the poles for the traffic lights.
you. Okay. Makes sense.
And that'll also change the ones on Perry because we put that bump out there too.
I think all these are reasonable, don't you think?
It's not something I want to spend.
I know.
But I think we have to keep the project moving. We
Yeah.
can't go forward without lights. I was told today that I was trying to get lights down in the 100 block as well to match the 200 block lights. And I was told today that they don't think that they're going to be able to reuse the pedestals for the new lights from the old lights in the 100 block. So that drove up the cost of those as well. They can do it, but we're gonna pay more per month for those new lights in the 100 block. And it's not a showstopper, but you know, we've spent all that money that I was bragging that I saved on the LED lights in town,
Yeah.
and then some.
Right.
So I'm just thankful that we were able to do that and save
Right,
that amount
right.
of money, because otherwise we really would be in trouble.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, like I said, I agree with the geotextile that it is insurance. It's kind of like having a base. I do agree with it'd be nice to have some lighting with some plug-ins on the poles. I think would be a nice thing down the road if we had some festivals or some different things there. The wiring has to, and looks like the relocation of the heads pretty much have to. So I make a motion, we approve this change order.
I'll say it.
I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you need this back?
I'm not sure. I didn't look to see.
Sorry.
No, I didn't. That's okay. I can put me off another copy. Is there a signature page there that you're supposed to sign? If there is, if you would sign that, and then I'll attach it to a clean copy. I didn't look at it. I just printed it and brought it in, so, okay, all right. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind signing that, then or actually, can you give me yours? And then, actually, don't worry about it. You wind it up. Just, Larry can sign that one, and I'll just print him a new copy, and I'll print me a copy of the rest. Well, we can blame Eric for the overrun.
That's kind of where I was at with this whole thing.
Well, I can catch your
So we can blame you for the meeting running long.
That's right.
Or you can do that.
Or I can do this. Anybody else need to sign that?
Just authorized signatures is
Okay.
fine.
All right.
And I don't think we have any further business. We have motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll
Motion
second.
second. All in favor? Aye.
All right. All righty.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Almost got a half hour out.